Hello everybody, Alain Legorburu here, and here I am one more day with another video intended to show other educators the steps I take in order to teach my own program, my Spanish program. So this video is gonna be especially for those teachers of languages, of any language, but especially of Spanish language that are interested in knowing the steps that I take in order to teach my program. This is gonna be my third video, okay? I already uploaded two videos, the step 1 and the step 2. The step 1 was related to showing the students the nature of the Spanish language, which is the conjugations, and I showed the regular verb conjugation, and also important vocabulary that we, or at least I give my students the very first day for them to start, knowing that important vocabulary for communication. The step 2, it was related, focused on teaching the students 3 important grammar compositions that are related to immediate actions. Okay, that was on the second video that I uploaded, and I want to use this video in order to make a general overview of the documents that I give my students from the very first day, because I think on the first step and the second step, I mean the first video and the second video, I didn't show in a deeper way the documents that I give my students from the very first day, and this is in case there is any teacher who wants to take a screenshot or is interested in what is that vocabulary and those components, those elements, that content that we need to give to our students from the very first day. If there is one teacher or any teacher who is interested in knowing in a deeper way that content, so today you are going to have the opportunity to see those documents. So this is gonna be the main focus of this video. After showing these documents, I am going to show you, I'm gonna share with you also what for me are the next steps to take in order to continue providing my program or teaching my program to my students. But remember that this is only the third video, so this is only the step 3. So I still have so many videos to make in order to show you in a complete way what my program is about. Okay, so let's dive into it. I don't want to take too long, and I'm going to show you first these documents, and then I'm going to tell you the next steps to follow. Alright, so here I am, and this is the first document, the beginning of the beginning. These are the subject pronouns, and the students need to learn this from the very first day. We need to start working with the students on these elements from the very first day. If the students don't learn these elements from the very first day, they can't. It's impossible to move forward. So as you can see, I, you, he, she, we have all these ones here. We don't have here, I don't give them the very first day usted y ustedes to the students because I don't want to confuse them. But it's gonna be important to tell them that in Spanish we have nosotros for masculine, for male, and nosotras for female, as well as you plural, vosotros. This is in Spain, especially in Spain, not in South America, or vosotras. I teach it because my Spanish is from Spain, but probably this is the least important one to teach here in the US. And then ellos, ellas, they masculine, they feminine. This is the first document we have to share with, or we have to give our students. The second important document, the verbs, what for me are the most important verbs for communication. So I would give them first just the first page of this document, okay? In case you wanna, take some notes or make a screenshot, here you have these verbs, okay? I combine irregular verbs with regular verbs, and the reason why I do it is because I want my students to learn important verbs like querer, tener, hacer, estar, ser, very quick. I need my students to learn those elements real quick because they are very important for communication. Remember that when we teach languages, the difficulty or the complications of the content shouldn't affect the rhythm of the sequence of the lessons. Okay, for example, I know this is an irregular verb, but I want my students to learn that verb really quick. So then I would keep giving them more elements, like for example this second page. Empezar is a very important one. Also irregular verb is here, and more, and keep giving them more of this. The verbs are the action words, and students need to learn them real quick in order to move forward and in order to be able to build grammar and to build sentences. So I keep showing you, more verbs. Okay. In the future, I'm going to teach my students also some reflexive verbs, but right now it would be very early for that. Okay, so here it is, this important document. And then also the first day, it's gonna be the regular verb conjugation. Spanish is built on conjugations. This is the nature the Spanish language is built on. And here is the next document you should prepare in order to give the students. On the step 1, the first video that I uploaded to my YouTube channel, you can find how you should teach these elements to your students the first day of class. Okay, then you might need to take some days in order for the students to acquire this lesson, depending on the age of the students. Maybe if they are adults and they are understanding the lesson real quick, you might need to move forward in the second or third class. But if they are middle schoolers, you might need to stay with this lesson probably 2 or 3 classes at least. And then for the second step that I show on my second video, this is the document. This is a very important document because all these verbs on this document are irregular verbs, but they are essential. Students need to learn these verbs quick. Okay, so here it is. For example, tener, and on that second video I explained perfectly how to build grammar constructions with the verb tener. Tengo que, I have to study, tengo que estudiar, tengo que ayudar, I have to help. Okay, tener is here. So this is an important document we have to give the students on the second step. Ir, which is to go, very irregular verb. They are not gonna like it, but it's essential in order to build grammar, like I am going to study, yo voy a estudiar, and as you can see, here are the subject pronouns. Then estar is a key element too. It's the verb to be, okay? Ser, the verb to be also. In Spanish, we have two to be verbs. So I would give this document to the students entirely, even though you are going to teach ser y estar in the future. Tell them the meaning of these words in order for them to realize how important it is and in order for them to start memorizing it and learning it. Okay, pensar is to think, querer is to want, important, key also to want. We use it all the time for communication. Poder is can, and on the second video I speak about how to build sentences with this word. Pedir, to ask, dar, to give, saber, very important too, to know, hacer, to do. So I would give this document also to the students on the second step, very early on. I I am again ready to teach, to show you the third step. And the third step is very simple. It's no other than giving the students the possessive adjectives and the vocabulary that suits perfect with the possessive adjectives. And this vocabulary is the vocabulary of the family. The vocabulary of the family, it's a beautiful tool in order for the students to start building, in order to combine this vocabulary with the possessive adjectives and then combine both together with the grammar you have already taught them. Okay, so this is a beautiful combination of lessons. I will always say, we teachers, we cannot be wasting time. We have to combine lessons, and this is a beautiful tool in order for the students to start combining all these lessons. The beauty of building sentences like this, because this is what my program is based on, especially at the beginners levels, is that in the future, this is going to be the fourth, or not fourth, but probably the fifth step. It's gonna be adding here the object direct pronoun and the indirect object pronoun. Like, for example, aconsejar, mi madre va a aconsejarte. My mother is going to advise you. And this is gonna be very soon too. We use this a lot for communication, okay? And once again, we are building sentences, we are learning new components, new very important elements, while we are working on the vocabulary we gave the students the first day, as well as the grammar we are teaching the students, and we already taught the students on the step 2. So we are combining lessons. It's so important. Like, for example, here, what's gonna be the next step? Probably on the step 5. Mi padre tiene que pagarte, o me, for example. Mi padre tiene que pagarme. Your father has to pay me. Okay, this is gonna be together. This is gonna be together, and this is going to be separated. Okay, but I'm teaching you, I'm showing you right now here the beauty of this exercise, especially at the beginners level. I'm going to show you now a couple of documents, and also, this is key. How are the students going to acquire and practice all these elements and all these exercises? I will always say homework. Homework is key. Definitely, the day of class, we can practice with this by doing translations, by doing exercises based on translations. But on the homework, as a teacher, you gotta be incredibly clever to send all these elements that we are already teaching in class to them, and for them to combine all these elements. That's key. Homework is key, especially if you are teaching any language on an online setting. Okay, so I'm gonna show you now a couple of documents, as well as the homework that I sent my students from the very beginning. All right, so here I am again, show you the two documents that you should give your students, one with the possessive adjectives, also telling them the special feature that the special feature of the Spanish language, which is the masculine and feminine. Okay, here possessive adjectives, and also here the vocabulary of the family. Okay, so here I think this is clear, and here it is. This is important. The homework you should start sending the students from the first weeks. Okay, here you can see the grammar that I taught on the step 2. Here you can see what I have been explaining today, possessive adjectives and the vocabulary of the family. And then I said also on one of my previous videos, that the prepositions and conjunctions, we should teach them progressively. This preposition, for example, the preposition with, con, it's very important for communication, and they should learn it quick. I love to teach this one too from the very beginning, which is in order to, para, the preposition para. Here you can see some adaptations, and here you can see they are also conjugating, and I send them on the homework important things to learn, like, for example, to say I don't know. So they conjugate saber, which is an irregular verb that I teach from the very beginning, and here it is. How to make negative sentences. I also teach the students how to make negative sentences. I think that I explained that on my second video on the step 2. Okay, more prepositions you can see here, and on the step 4th I am going to show you the interrogative pronouns. The interrogative pronouns are key because it's gonna be the element, they are gonna be the elements that are gonna provide me the tool in order to have communication with the students, in order to start having communication. There is a lot of research that shows that proves that in order for the students to acquire a language, we need to start from the very early stages to develop communication based on questions, answers. And you can see here, like this one, for example, where do you live? That's an important one. You can see here also, I'm gonna show you another one. How many is a very good one. Cuántos, cuántas. Don't focus on teaching them too much the masculine and feminine. That's gonna be in the future. Just tell them that little mistakes like that at the very beginning don't matter too much. What I really want is them to learn the language. So these are the first days. I like to teach this one too. This is going to be on the stage 5th, for example, because we use this a lot. I think that this conjunction is very important because we use that a lot. I think that my mom is here. I think that I have to study. Very important. Negative sentences, I explained that on the step 2. And here you can see these are gonna be the first homework for the students after teaching them the elements that I shown you on the first 2 videos, as well as the element that I'm gonna show you on the next one, which are gonna be the possessive adjectives. Okay, so here you see, I will always say also that it's important to make adaptations. You can see adaptations here because we cannot teach everything in class. There are some things that the students should learn while they are doing homework, okay, while they're working on their sentences and the grammar you have taught them. And here you can see adaptations. You also should integrate some new vocabulary, like for example the vocabulary of the food, or some important or some vocabulary in order for them to start looking up that vocabulary in some dictionaries. There are beautiful dictionaries on the internet right now, and this is a show of the homework that I sent my students at the very early stages.